West side on the map. West side on the track. Oh yes, terrible tunes, ladies and gentlemen. What it do? What it do? OG tunes and rant justice styles and things that going on in that nature. It is the realistic OGs. The other half of this duo may or may not be present today. I'm not sure. I know he may, the dogs he is, he might slide out the shadows on his head in a few seconds. Uh, we're going to talk about a few things. We're definitely going to have a new NBA champ this year. Right. You know, and we gon' what I'm saying, look into see if MC Doorag can or cannot cut it at quarterback. I'm just saying, that's one of the few many things that we're gonna discuss today. Um, you know, in on this lovely Tuesday, it is a beautiful day, man. It is just a beautiful day. You know, um, it is lovely, lovely weather. I hope everybody is enjoying today as much as I am. You know, um, you know, OG Tuesday tantrum. We'll be on in large supply on today, um, you know, because it is going to be the Holy Alliance edition. We got a few surprises in this particular segment of the realistic OGs on today. Um, like I said, I hope everybody is doing well and feeling well and going about their day. You know what I'm saying? Everything's doing and going good. You know what I'm saying? Um, let me see here. Let me see here. No, I did not do that. Yes, I did. I did. Oh well. Okay. Okay. I'm having all kind of technical difficulties at a particular moment. you know, I mean, but hey, let's make it do what it do. Let's make it do what it do. All right, I see some familiar faces standing in the chat line. Gambrit is at pole position by whatever. You know what, my guy? I have to say, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate your attendance, brother. I appreciate your attendance. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't necessarily agree on everything. I mean, but we get at the information. But I appreciate your attendance, your attendance, brother. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to know that. Hey, Sonya, how you doing? What's good with you? You know what I'm saying? You ain't slapped nobody today yet, have you? You know how you do. Oh man, oh man, oh man. you know, um, well, let's we're gonna try to get into. I'm I'm having a few technical difficulties. I'm trying to make some shit work. Uh, what I wanted to do was you know what? I can keep that right there. Um, shit. Hell, the NBA conference finals are set. Um, Minnesota Timberwolves, Dallas Mavericks, um, Indiana Pacers, Boston Celtics, Uh, Interestingly enough, I was having a conversation, and I don't know where everybody stands on the big picture state of the NBA type of perspective. Um, but I'm just gonna say it right here, right now, where the situation stands and lies. Y'all better hope Kyrie and Luca stop Ant-Man, because if they don't, y'all can cancel Christmas for the next 2, maybe 3 seasons, straight up. And you can clip it, you can bring it back. I'm standing on this. I'm not gonna back off of it. And if it don't happen, hey, I will say, hey, I was wrong. But me myself, you know what I'm saying? That boy right, that is a mutant championship beast waiting to be unleashed. And if he gets it this year, it's a wrap for the next 2, 3 seasons. That's just me. You know, I've doubled down on it. I'm standing on business on it. I'm not backing off of it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that is just one of the many storylines, especially in this Western Conference Finals. It's going to be a challenge. You know, you look at it from Kyrie's perspective. Shit, I can make an NBA Finals without LeBron. You can get that off your back. That's still a conversation piece. You know what I'm saying? In some circles that he goes in, yeah, and he's dealing with it. And him and LeBron done talked about it. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it's in either facet of this particular situation. I feel whoever wins the West Conference Final gonna win the NBA championship, because I don't see Boston or Indy beating either one of these two teams. That's just me. That's just my opinion. That's just the way I feel about it. That's the way I see it based on what I've seen, you know what I'm saying, throughout this particular season. You know, look like a therapeutic couch is being slid through the back window. That the therapist slid up at the slid and this thing, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. How do you feel about the nature of the Western Conference Finals at this particular point, and what I particularly just said about said conference, especially on the Western Conference side of the map?
Uh, they only delaying the inevitable.
Oh, so you agree with me?
Yeah, they only delaying the inevitable. That young man, that young man looked possessed.
Mm-hmm.
He looked possessed. So I mean, look, with all things, anything can happen.
Right.
We are not discounting that. Anything can happen. I mean, I haven't been keeping up with it too much, but what I think, that young man, he trying to make a statement, and ain't trying to popular either. He wanted. So, hey, I
Look,
don't foresee
he,
anybody. Like I said,
he, ain't, he ain't looking for the torch to be passed. He looking to take it.
so, and here's the thing about whatever said Boston going to sweep them guys. That's over in 4. Well, I don't know that. I really, but that would be a very coming in.
Wait a minute. Whatever. You thinking Boston would sweep Minnesota? Is that what you're saying?
Nah, I can't. I don't. I
About
don't see
whatever.
that.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't see that.
Ooh, and then he doubled down and said he got the Mavs in 6. Yeah. Ooh. Wait a minute. I mean, your sweep position. You must be talking about. Are you talking about Indiana, or are we talking about the possibility of Boston facing Minnesota? I'm just trying to, because I just happen to look down and see, you know, Cartier is in the building. Billy Powell, Max, what's good? What's good?
Uh,
Hey,
uh,
look.
Cartier, I hate to tell you, Y'all better, y'all, yeah, that's wishful thinking. I'm gonna just leave it at that. That's wishful thinking. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm
I'm
leaving it
not
at
going
that.
to engage in conversation with Tampa fans before the preseason. I'm just not going to do it.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'm not gonna do it. Because no. Mm-mm.
He said,
We're not.
he said, Indy. Said Pacers
Mm.
getting swept.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, mm.
That's gonna be a series.
Mm.
I will give you that.
Mm.
It's gonna be a series.
Wow. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I get, but the way, bruh, mm, I don't see a sweep, man. I don't see a sweep. I don't. I'm sorry. Um, I honestly, I was picking either one of these two teams, either one of the Indy or Orlando, because I don't trust Boston, man, in big moments. They got PSTD when it comes to big moments. I mean, you have. I mean, from a fan perspective, you got two of the top 7 to 8 guys in this league. Let me put it to you like that. Yeah, on this on the same team.
Mm.
They're over the NBA Finals, and they're over infinity L's in big moments. I don't trust Boston. And to be quite honest, in my OG Truth Hurts voice, it's time to blow this shit up. Honestly, that's the way I feel about the Boston situation. It's time to blow it up. Them two together, they're over the NBA Finals and they're over big moments. And I'm gonna declare it in this particular sense, in the sense of Jaylen Brown is guilty by association, but this declaration of this team is on Jason Tatum.
As far as that go, I'll say it's a wait and see.
Mm, let's see. Cardia says it's not biased. Edwards is better than Tatum. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Honestly, I'm just keeping it a buck. It's shit. Ant-Man is that dude. And he and if he gets the chip this season, it's time to start a new conversation because shit finna get real different.
Yeah, Vincent also he said, yeah, last year Boston didn't take the Heat seriously. No, they did not. No,
Mm-mm.
they absolutely did not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was a sad occasion. That was a sad occasion.
Okay, here's the thing. These Timberwolves have been the best defensive team in the league all year. Okay, number one. And reason being, what did their style of defense reminds you of?
You talking about in teams? What team? Back in the day?
teams, eras.
You know what? I would put them by the way they're playing right now, because since the league has gone so soft, right now you can probably call them like they
Their
probably gonna
style
shoot
of
the best.
defense their style of defense
I'm gonna
is
say
looking
Pistons.
90.
I'm
It's
gonna say
looking 90.
I'm gonna say just a little, just below the Detroit Pistons, where you had to earn your points. Because when you went to play Detroit, you didn't go in there putting up
See,
60
see,
and
see,
70.
see.
You
Let
had
me
to
see.
earn
You
them
had
points.
Detroit. You had Detroit, Philly, New
Mm-hmm.
York, Indy. You know what I'm saying?
Especially
Uh,
in
Chicago, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the Kimbe. Come on, bro. Come on. That 93 Hawks team, man.
yeah.
And the bullshit officiating in that series against Chicago. Hey, we were the best team in the East that year.
Well, you know how that was.
Remember, Jordan there was second in the conference. We had the best record in '93
Mm-hmm.
because we were the best defensive team in the league that year. In that damn series, man. Come on. Ooh,
You
Lord. Now you
you
want to talk about now I have legit reason to have PTSD with my Atlanta Hawks, especially, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that particular thing. You know, that right there, I ain't even gonna front. This is part of my reason of my disdain for one, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That 93 series, yeah, that was some bullshit. That was some bullshit. That was some straight up bullshit.
know what that was about, Sam. You already know what that was about. It's about who we like.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it the way I'm saying it, because I know it was no, it was, no, it was. But I digress, man. I digress. Look, um, big picture perspective, we're gonna have a new NBA champ this season, and I am not only doubling down, but I'm standing on top of my business and my soapbox on this and saying, y'all better hope Luka and Kyrie get at man right here, because if they don't and he gets it right here, you can cancel Christmas for the next 2-3 seasons. Book it. That's what I'm calling it. I'm standing on it. It is documented. It has been said right here on the Ralisic OGs. Somebody can clip it, remix it and bring it back. I will stand on it, and yeah, I said it. And if I was wrong, yeah, I am. All right. And we'll do it just like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's where I'm going with that. And I'm riding with this young man. I'm riding with this young man, you know what I'm saying, to carry the league for the next, 8, 9 years, maybe 10, for the next decade. He has a grip on, he has a hunger grip on being him. And from the looks of all things, he is him. Everybody, y'all talk about Shea Gilchrist, Alexander, you talk about Joker, you know what I'm saying? You talk about Luka, but this boy right here, Anthony Edwards. Okay, all right. Better put some spec on that boy name. Better put some spec on it. Better put some spec on it. Better put some spec on it. You know what I'm saying? Rudy was rightfully so in the running for, defensive player of the year. But I think Ant-Man should have been up there in the close second in top 5 in the league in steals. You know what I'm saying? Leading that defense. Okay. And they have been the best defensive squad in the NBA all season. All right, man. Okay. 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 All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We gonna see when it breaks down over the next couple of weeks. We gonna see what everything's gonna be and how it's gonna turn out. Now we're finna get to the meat and potatoes of things, of things. Let's see. This is what yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't make it. I didn't put it as the main. You know what I'm saying in the promo, but if you read a lot of y'all dig in and read it, you know what I'm saying, into your description. The topic as it were, where I'm gonna kick it off because I'm really gonna let the therapist handle business right here in this particular sector. But I'm kind of sort of gonna monologue it, an introduction to segue to him and hand it off alley oop to him and let him go handle his business. Um,
Right.
uh, does 16 balls make you a all pro quarterback in the ATL?
Mm.
Can MC Doorag, as it were, you know what I'm saying? And carry the weight, you know what I'm saying, instead of being bait. I ain't trying to be clickbait. I'm not really not trying to make no rhymes, but I mean, it's just poetic if you understand my style and if you understand the rhyme that he tried to portray in this particular situation and not any kind of adulation. And don't get me started. I'm just old school trying to present it to y'all and let you know here's what we think about you, what we might say about you, and just try to give you a couch and not let you be no slouch because the therapist is going to tell you what it's all about.
And is. Now, first of all, Cartier, this ain't for you. I mean, this ain't at you, bro. So just sit back and eat your popcorn. I got to talk to these Falcon fans for a minute. So everybody in the chat, do me a favor. If you a real Falcons fan, put that red and black in there. I need to see something. Put that red and black in there because we got to have a conversation. All right. And while y'all putting that red and black in there, first off, I'm gonna answer OG's question. Does 16 bars make you that dude as a quarterback? And I'm paraphrasing. No, it doesn't. No, no, because you can rap. You can wrap your head up with a do rag. You can wrap your head up with a thong. You can wrap your head up with some weave. No, it don't make you a quarterback. We've seen this. You can get on all the game covers. You can be on all the press conferences. You can have all the jerseys and the shoes and the commercials, and you can still suck. When it comes to Junebug, aka Michael Penix Jr., you got to earn it. You got to earn it. You don't get to come to the now. Granted, you are good enough to get to the NFL by your athleticism and some of your wherewithal. You were good enough to get to the NFL, which is a hell of a feat. Before I get finished, let's get to this $5. Maurice Martin, he said, OG Sam and ATL Thebs, do you think the defense can take another step and become an elite defense and take this team to and achieve the goal? Now, before I get back to that, I want to answer your question. I do believe so. What to sum it up, what we want you to pay attention to is this: watch the rotation. The success of any defense is the rotation of its players. If you have enough depth on defense, you can rotate them out. A team that has a fresh defense throughout the course of the game, 9 times out of 10 can finish the game. A defense that is depleted, that has to continuously keep players in the game, 9 times out of 10 will burn out before the fourth quarter. But let me get back to the rant at hand. We gotta stop trying to crown people before they earn it. Number one. Okay, I said that on Mike and K Style show. We gotta stop crowning people before they earn it. Number two, we don't know what he's going to do because we don't know how he's going to react to the speed and force of the game. We don't know. And we may not know for a whole nother year. So we have to trust the process. Okay. But let me go off into something else because Sam alluded to it. He threw me an alley oop. It was on The press conference. Now, if all y'all in the chat didn't see the press conference, that's good. We need y'all to pay attention. This is not the tiptoe brigade. We are not going to tiptoe into the season. So for all of y'all that's listening and all of y'all in the comment section, if you scared to talk about Falcons and Super Bowl talk, you might as well go ahead, exit stage left right now. For the first time in a long time, probably since Mike Smith, we have a coach, a head coach that came in day one and told these Falcons what the identity was going to be, what they were going to play like, what you needed to do. And if you could not make this team, they were going to help you be successful somewhere else. He let you know without a shadow of a doubt. And the first thing he said was, we need to outrun the South. The second thing he said was, when you get to the playoffs, any fucking thing can happen. And we have always said on this channel and on other channels, it's not about during the regular season, it's about who you play. When you in the playoffs, it's about how you play. I'm not about to tiptoe around with my Falcon. If you a real Falcon fan and you about winning, then your aspirations for your team is to win the Super Bowl every year. I don't care if you don't get there. Your expectation should be this. And we got too many mealy mouth, panty knotted, skirt pulling up, thong popping, thigh meat showing Negroes in this daggone Falcon fan base that's scared to be like, oh, they have nerve to tell me, oh, man, you shouldn't see. How dare you talk about the Super Bowl? Fuck that. When you play a sport, your intention is to win. It ain't to just be good enough. It ain't to almost get there. It ain't to, oh, well, we'll get them next time, Tiger.
You play to win the game.
That's it. And I'm not going to play dumb and dumb down my team, no matter how you may feel about them, no matter how many times they lost or how many times they disappointed us. It don't matter. If you're a real Falcon fan, you looking like, yo, my team about to do something this season. I'm going to stand on that. You can't call yourself a real Falcons fan talking about, I don't know if we're going to win. I don't know, such and such. And you ain't got to like the quarterback. But let me give you some facts right quick. You got a veteran quarterback that knows how to throw guys open, that has had consecutive 4,000 passing yard seasons on a team with multiple weapons and a defense that's hungry to get at people and prove people wrong. On top of a tight end who was just talked about in said press conference saying now he is getting into the meat and potatoes of route running concepts. And he has a chip on his shoulder. Why? Because he heard all y'all goofballs out there talking about he wasn't playing to his potential. You done woke a sleeping giant. All I'm going to say is trust the process, and you better hope that your team, and the NFC South especially, bring their A game. But let's get to this tale. Vincent Moore, appreciate you. He said, I watched the press conference earlier. Ross said Kyle Pitts practicing with more attitude and attention to detail. He's loving the DB room. I love to see how we adopt the league. Yes. Because that's the kind of mentality you got to have. And Mike said it best. You cannot win the game with a loser's mentality. If you don't got the right mentality, you lost before you get to the game. So first we must have a mentality. Then we must put in the work. Then we must play the game. And then we must outrun the South in that order. You got it, OG.
Yes. That I will reiterate. That man has been to 3 Super Bowls. Okay. He has 2 rings as a coordinator. Everywhere he has been, there has been a playoff to championship contending defense. Y'all better open your eyes because you can't see the forest for the trees. You better open your eyes. Okay. You better open your eyes. You better get used to big picture things. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It is something you got a lot going on other than what's going on in the quarterback room. Our backup quarterback should not be trending.
Oh, OG, can I say something right quick? Absolutely, Christy Lewis. Appreciate you. Yeah, she said, yeah. think that's the reason why they have undercushion at camp. Yes, because they don't want you guys, number one, to be trying to see what they're working on. Number two, they don't want a media frenzy on Michael. They don't want him to overshadow everybody else putting in work. Trust and believe. There ain't enough do-rags, there ain't enough jerseys to go around at Flowery Branch if they let us go out there this time.
Mm-hmm. Now, the theme of the day is an unholy alliance edition, and speaking of which, one of its other illustrious or prominent numbers have slid in the back door. Senator.
Oh, hold on, nigga. Don't be telling me sliding in no back doors. I don't slide no back doors, okay? You are hereby fined $2.22 for that comment. No, I beg and to that ass, okay? Get it right.
Oh man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
No Stevie J. No D.
No. Well, about whatever, man. All I can say is this: Pitts didn't disappear. The problem is Pitts was still healing from his injury. And anytime, if you've ever had an injury like that, if you had to play a sport, mentally you have to monitor yourself, which means that Pitts during the games had explosive moments and then he would slow down. That's because he's testing to see what his knee could take. And if he's not confident, he's not trying to re-injure himself, which the coaching staff should have taken more consideration into instead of trying to force him to be a phenom and say, well, he's all right. He need to go on out there. He can be cleared all you want, but you can't see a person's internal parts healing. You're not in their body. So you can't tell whether or not they're confident enough to go full force on their limbs. You'll know when they're ready. So yeah, it ain't about, nobody lying. It's just the fact that he was mismanaged in the games due to his injury.
That's where I stand, and that's why I said, like, as far as my opinion of Kyle Pitts last year, I still stand behind that about what I said. I don't take what I said back because it did not look like he was giving it 100%. But being there are a number of factors in that, you have to take that into consideration where you're looking at, did the coach know? Did the offensive coordinator know? Did the trainers know that he was not 100%? And did they let that be known? They did not let that be known. They said he was 100%. So as a fan, you're I mean, not even just fan, just like you take their word for it. They say he's 100%. So we're gonna expect 100% effort. And when you're not getting that, obviously you're gonna feel that type of weight. But being and looking at him now versus last year.
You're gonna feel like I felt when he treated that bull crap over there, talking about, powerlifting and talking about, then now done pull the heels and no, that I would I mean,
I don't know what the fuck you just said because you got a mouthful of damn food. What the hell you just say?
Nah, I know what he said. He was saying he said basically.
I'm messing with Sam.
Yeah. Sam had a lot of vitriol. A lot of us had a lot of vitriol because we expected it.
I get, again, I don't take back what I said because I meant what I said in that moment.
I mean, because we have come to a meeting of minds on this whole Kyle Pitts situation. I'm just exclaiming, again, as to why I felt such way.
Yeah, I mean, anybody feel that, like I said, when you in that moment, that's what you feel in that moment. So I don't take back what the thing is, it's like, all right, this is where leadership has to take its course. Because if you're not 100%, if you're not closest to 100% as possible to give that maximum effort that you need from a star player, then you're gonna feel some type of way, and that's the way I felt But like I said, but the people that's in greater um concern as far as I'm concerned is Arthur, Dave Rigon, and Arthur Smith obviously being the head coach. If you knew that guy wasn't 100% and you were putting him in situation and then you are lying to the public saying he's 100%, he can get out here and play, and then we see something completely different, and then I'm looking at it this year. It's like this man looks so much more different than he did last year. That man was clearly wasn't healthy. He clearly is not healthy. Looking at him now, the dude catching balls out of the air. He jumped like Kyle Pitts. Very, very seldom last year left his feet. Now that I
Mm-hmm.
see it, you like I said. Now I see it. You see him jumping. He's coming out of his breaks a lot faster. All of that. We seeing that now. So like I said, it's more so it's like leadership. You see what great coaches with great leadership gets you because you're seeing something completely different now. So was Arthur really ready for said position? And that's the thing. Right now, don't look like he was ready for it because he put that man in a position where he was going to receive a lot of backlash. And that's the thing as a leader, you're trying to put your guys in position where they don't have to take that. Like for me, I'm whether I like it or not, the brunt of the issues for this particular platform, it's gonna be two people that's gonna receive most of the backlash, and that's me, that's Miss Maggie. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously we're the co-founders of it, but it's like things go wrong, leadership should always take that. Just like your mother and father. Something go wrong in the house, yeah, the mother and father supposed to take all the brunt of the issues. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing that I'm looking. It looked like Arthur took away that responsibility from himself and placed it all on his players, and that's what a lot of people got an issue. Me personally with his quarterbacks because it looked like he threw his quarterbacks under the bus by playing musical chairs with those guys. So
Yeah.
he never really wanted to take full responsibility for the things that he lacked.
Mhm. Right. Right. And like you said, it's supposed to be a thing. Whereas, and that's why I tell people, look at who we got right now as a coaching staff. We don't have no mealy mouth, confused, trying to figure it out, throw the dart at the wall and see what sticks type coaching staff no more. We went out and got a staff that's basically knows how to win and that is going to be dedicated to putting players in the best positions to win. That story that we got last season, you're gonna actually see it be implemented. And that's the reason why everybody feels good about Raheem because, and like I tell people, Raheem was here, like Mike said, Raheem was here when we went to the Super Bowl. He know how to get there. He know how to win. We just gotta allow them to go through the process and put everybody out there on the field, and you'll see, like Sam would say, a sustainable product. These guys are gonna play 10 times harder for Raheem Morris because they know Raheem cares. They feel it. They know, hey, this coach right here gonna make sure I get everything I can when I get on the field. Trust. This is not gonna be the typical Falcons. Oh, we got a new regime. Let's just hope we win now. These boys going out there, they gonna play their hardest. You gonna notice a difference. So that's why I say trust the process.
Why, why motherfuckers always trying to tell me what up? Sam, you got an echo.
Oh,
I
okay.
was trying to tell Mike, man, shut the fuck up. You ain't trying to tell me shit about no Raheem Morris. You didn't look. Who the fuck knew that Raheem Morris gonna be a goddamn head coach? Be real about something. Like motherfuckers always talking about some shit after they don't say it. After shit doesn't happen, it's fucking 4 months later, and y'all want to see. I told y'all he was gonna hire this man. Motherfucker, he left your team 10 years ago. Don't try to act like you've been following this man's career, because nobody has. Who the fuck been following Raheem Morris? Nobody gave a fuck about no Raheem Morris.
They really didn't. They really
Like,
didn't.
get out of here with that nonsense. I told you, motherfucker. If you told me, look, you should have, what you should have did was say, Mike, all right, let's make some money off this shit. I bet you. If you put some money on this, you're gonna make some money off of it. Get out of here with that nonsense. You ain't know a damn thing. Motherfucker don't even know what Raheem Morris, his expertise is here talking about. Where he began, but you want to sit up here and try to tell somebody, I told you, man, ain't nobody see that shit Kaepernick.
Well, Cartier, I'm gonna tell you something now. You got to be careful.
You still got
He may not.
I don't know what happened.
He may not know he may not know your plays word for word, or he may not know the new stuff y'all gonna try to implement. But Raheem being on that team 10 years ago, he do know tendencies. They do know tendencies. See, one thing about it, don't care how far away you get from a team, in years, the DNA of a team don't really change that much. Unless you do it. Ty Bowles is still down there. Ty Bowles is still down there. It ain't that DNA ain't changed too much. So when we play y'all, it's gonna be elementary, to be honest with you.
He follow all his head coaches.
It's gonna be elementary. I'm gonna tell you.
Nigga don't give a damn who lied, how many lies they tell you. You just gonna tell a lie. I follow all my head coaches. Do you know how many damn head coaches and coaches y'all don't have? Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a shit about what Arthur Smith is doing right now. Why? Because he ain't on Atlanta Falcons. Don't try to tell me it's bullshit. Okay.
Well, don't worry. Look. I'm telling y'all right now, and I'm standing on this. That first game against Pittsburgh is gonna be personal.
Talking about he followed Raheem Morris around. Man, get out of your line, man. Who the hell follow old coaches around and see what they doing? I don't give a damn about what damn Dan Quinn is doing right now, okay? I don't give... Raise your hand if you up here follow all your former head coaches on your team and your former players, right? Raise your hand. Put red and black. Put a thumb in the chat. If y'all do this, tell me. Because I don't give a shit about what the hell Bud Dupree and everybody else is there. Why? Because they ain't doing Falcons no good.
I hate to say it, but ain't nobody looking for Dirk Cutter. Ain't nobody looking for that. Ain't nobody doing it. Ain't nobody looking for it. I mean, Cartier, if you that invested in him, the
only reason why y'all brought him up is because he was interviewed. If he wasn't interviewed, now one of you Negroes and people didn't give a flying figure fuck. Okay, I'm talking about the flying figure fuck you can never find. Okay, nobody cared. Because y'all barely cared about Bill Belichick, but you trying to tell me that y'all care about Raheem Morris? Stop it.
Nah, they haven't, because he wasn't the head coach. He was a coordinator. So y'all still got Ty Bowles. So how are you following Raheem around? You still got Ty Bowles.
Come on, man. That's like saying you follow all your exes that you see. Come on, man. Who you think? Look, I don't know who people. Look, okay. If you want Mad Mike to say, all right. If you want Mad Mike to say, "Oh, I was wrong. I would gladly do that for you. If that's what you're trying to say, Mister Cartier wristwear with diamonds on them. That's what you want. That's what you want. If everybody get pleased, are you pleased by saying, Rondrell? Are you wrong, Rondrell? Are you ever wrong about something, Rondrell?
I'm wrong all the time, and I embrace it.
Yeah, man, Mike is wrong all the time. We're wrong all the time. There's a lot of stuff that I'm wrong. I'm 95% wrong. I'm 95% right, but the other 5% I'm wrong about stuff.
See,
Right,
see,
right, right.
we run across that a lot. Where a lot of people like to spend more time trying to making us wrong instead of actually being right. They don't care about being right. They just, they want to prove us. Most notably, the senator, aka the Mad One, most notably known as the serial killer, Mad Mike.
Why do you keep telling everybody that's the past? Those a long time ago, okay?
No, for these people, look, okay, all right. You have put people in um, mental states, drug-induced states, um, histrionics, nymphomania, schizophrenia.
Sam, Sam.
You have run people into a lot of areas that they have not been able to recover from. And
OG, we can't tell family business. we can't be telling family business now. If y'all want family business, it's 1099 OG After Dark at 9:30 on Monday nights at 9:30, exclusively on the Mad Mike Network. We cannot tell family business during business hours.
hey, listen, hey, you have ruined some lives. Okay, I'm just saying.
I'm trying to save you, Mike. I'm trying to save you.
Look, I love you, mean it. You know what I'm saying? I love you like a brother. I mean, but you are a notorious serial killer, bro. Yeah, just it is what it is.
And he's talking about cereal, people. Cereal. We talking about like Frosted Flakes, Raisin Bran, that kind of thing. So
I'm talking about character killing. I'm talking about false information killer and things of that nature for those illiterate folk that really think that I'm okay, because I know it's a few of y'all like that to be like and be trying to jump on the, diffusive hotline and then try to turn this man in and he ain't even a damn people. Okay, we're talking about fact killing, facts, facts, and truth. People put out false information, trying to be podcasters and, or trying to be informative on Facebook Live and not be factual. Yeah, I was there present 2012, 13, and 14. Yes. And this is what I am talking about. Okay.
Well, we got a $5 from Maurice Martin. Appreciate you. He said, "Do y'all believe Calais is coming back? I haven't heard anything. I would love to see him back on the defense line and give us some more depth." But based on what Mike said earlier, and I'm kind of going to echo that, you won't see Calais until right before the season because he's such an established veteran, and because of the wear and tear on his body, he really got to sit down and make a business decision whether or not he wants to come back and whether he deems it worthy enough to play. Because I'm gonna be honest, players like Calais, he kind of like Aaron Donald. If he come back to play, he want to play for a Super Bowl ring. So he's gonna make a decision and talk it over with the family and try to make sure he dot all the I's and cross the T's. But he's sitting back looking at how this team is shaping up. Remember one thing that Calais said before he came. He said, "I do a lot of research." So he's doing a lot of research on Penix. He's doing a lot of research on our draft prospects. He's seeing the moves that have been made and who's on the line with him. He's probably been in talks with Grady Jarrett about, Grady's return. So before the season, you'll have an answer to whether or not he's going to come back.
Oh, and by the way, just because I'm on board with Raheem don't mean I like the actual hiring. You can support or you can disagree and still support. I still don't believe it was the right hire, but I'm not gonna sit here 3 months straight to sit up here and cry about what coulda, shoulda, woulda. Well, it don't matter what I think at this point. He brought in the right guys. He brought in his guys. He brought in the right guys to help this team continuously improve, especially offensively. In my opinion, I think most of the improvements came from the offensive side of the ball, especially on the quarterback position. So he shut me up as far as that is concerned, understanding that, if you want to be successful in the NFL, you got to have a successful crew behind you. And he did exactly that. So whether I believe that he is the right coach or he has improved as a coach is irrelevant. All of this is going to be done and played out and on the field and as we continue to move forward toward the NFL season. So it don't matter. It don't matter. I wasn't 100% on Bill Belichick either. There was some things with that. So, like I said, at the end of the day, it don't really matter what I think.
Well,
Now,
I think no news is good news as
right.
far as Calais goes. Um, at this particular point, judging the way things are lined up, I really think he's going to, be the last.
The fact that
I
he
think.
hasn't said anything is a good sign, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's
But
what I'm
you still
saying.
got to look at the money aspect of things. They did pick up a few bucks on releasing um Ogum Deji. So
hmm
that's a little something. You have a
hmm
little money to play with there, probably like a million or two. As far as that is concerned, you'll figure that out. Um, I predict something else is going to happen in the next week or two. Um, but yeah, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, man, we can sit up here and make predictions all we want to, but this season is ongoing. It's an ongoing process. No one, um, I don't know. Sam said it earlier. One said it earlier, but as far as Raheem is concerned, everywhere he's been, he's had pretty good defenses. So I can't deny the fact. And for those people that said I didn't like Raheem, I didn't never said I didn't like Raheem. I said the motherfucker remind me too much of Dan Quinn. Every time I look at him, I see Dan Quinn. That's my issue. So it had nothing to do with him as a
And all
coach.
they heard
Raheem,
was Mike don't like Dan Quinn.
like, yeah.
Not at
I mean,
all. Not a
honestly,
shot.
bro, when I hear you say that, that in my mind, that's what I'm hearing you say.
I think that's
You
what a
know what I'm
lot of
saying?
people.
Yeah, because we know how you feel about Dan Quinn.
Yeah, yeah. Mr.
So
Soft
when you
Serve.
say he remind you of Dan Quinn, oh, yeah, and
That's
look,
that's
and
where
I
my
feel it
mind
right there.
runs. So I have to put aside my own personal bias against him because of that. Because when I see him, I see Dan Quinn. Even he said, I mean, it's not even my personal bias because this is something that he said about himself. He can't get over 16. So how the fuck am I? How are we supposed to get over it? And he hasn't gotten over it.
Right. Yeah, but see, that's the thing that we've always told y'all too. If you really want to see what a man made of, piss him off. Piss because he coming number one, he's not coming in here comfortable. He's a likable guy. He's a cheerful guy. He's not coming in here comfortable because he just saw the debacle that happened last season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's not coming in here with I got it all figured out just because I've been on two teams and got two rings. No. What did he say in his initial interview? He wants a ring for himself as a head coach for the team that he loved to play for. He loved being on this team. He loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So
He
he
got some
has
good
an axe to
qualities on
grind.
top of
He
that
got
too.
a personal axe to grind because if you listen closely to the interview too, he also said, "Hey, I had no control over 16, and I got a chip on my shoulder about that. Them final calls wasn't his. He looking at the shit happen just like we was. Like, what the hell?" So yeah, trust me. I don't see this man coming in here being sloppy. Nothing that he's done thus far has been sloppy. It's been intentional. It's been up in your face. You know what you're getting with him. And he's had time to go play in other places and learn how to win. If he didn't know how to win, the Falcons wouldn't have hired him. They wouldn't have hired him. Belichick would have been here. Trust and believe. Arthur ain't trying to waste no more money because he ain't got no more years to waste.
So
This motherfucker got Baker Mayfield as a quarterback, but he trying to tell me Kirk Cousins says, boy, if you don't sit your crack cocaine sniffing ass down somewhere with that bullshit.
Let me ask y'all a question.
you know,
How
I
many
was trying to
playoffs has
finish my
Baker
lunch.
Mayfield been in? How many playoffs has Baker Mayfield been in?
2.
How many has Kirk Cousins been in?
Quite a few.
Okay.
5, 6.
Mm-hmm. How many championships has Baker Mayfield been in?
I mean, he blew one in college. I won't necessarily say who that team was, but
In NFL, in the NFL, how many championships has Baker Mayfield been in?
0.
Okay, and I know y'all can say, I know y'all gonna say, well, you can say the same for Kirk Cousins. Okay, how many 4,000-yard seasons has Baker Mayfield put up? Just saying. So if you're gonna talk about Kirk Cousins' age and injury history, let's talk about all of it.
Look, that's your whole look. Don't sit up here and talk about people's records when y'all, as a franchise, own the worst record in fucking football history. So you just need to sit. Why do people with trash want to talk about trash?
The only reason about Baker Mayfield now is because Baker Mayfield made it to the playoffs again. That's the only thing. Because Mr. Progressive wasn't really a hot topic about nobody a little while ago. But you want to talk about a man that's consistently put up numbers during the season, and only qualms y'all had, which we all said he was not great against 500 and above teams in the playoffs. Baker Mayfield at times barely got in any season, let alone trying to get to the playoffs.
But even Mike dispelled that with Kirk Cousins, though. I mean, because you go and you look at his numbers in his playoff game, he don't have bad numbers.
He don't have bad numbers. They just didn't have the defense to hold off the other team.
I call him Matt Ryan Jr. because if you look at a lot of his teams, he scored even in the games that he played well. Good numbers. Don't have a lot of interceptions and a lot of mistakes. The thing is, his defense fails him every single time. So you don't have to take my word for it, Crack Walker. You can go read it for yourself. You can go look at the numbers for yourself. That's not a lot of turnover. He's not blowing leads. He's not doing any of that. He's actually scoring points. And he putting up numbers, and he don't make a lot of mistakes. So you can go look at it for yourself. So
we're not going walk by like you didn't. Crack Walker. We are not doing.
Look, you indulge in a few trafficking situations in your life, in your lifetime. You know what happens in Florida. There's a lot of trafficking going down there, so you gotta know what I'm talking about, Sam. And by the way, Sam is a reformed gangster. Okay, reformed gangster. So.
I mean, y'all gotta understand. Sam got a couple churches named after him. Yes, he does. If you've ever heard of the Tabernacle of Tell About It, that's his church. I can't tell you where it's located at. I just heard about it.
Just heard about it.
You ain't shit.
But look, man, I want y'all to be real careful. I know everybody got their qualms about players. I know they got their qualms about Kirk Cousins, but I'm going to caution you to one thing. Be very careful about trying to put out a narrative of what you believe a man is going to do. Because the same way Matthew Stafford can go from a Detroit Lions team with all he's learned and not win squat to going to the LA Rams, being around a different set of players, different coaching, and get to a Super Bowl. Don't tell me Kirk Cousins can't do it. we've seen it too many times. Don't tell me,
Why are you?
because I guarantee, I'm gonna tell you like this. I know for myself, I know damn well you couldn't have told me no Matthew Stafford was gonna win no Super
Let,
Bowl.
let me
No.
interrupt. Let me interrupt you. See
I
about
know,
whatever. I
Mike.
don't know
I
if
know.
maybe you sniffing some in your weed because let me tell you. Let me tell you. Just because guys are good on the roster don't actually mean they played well. Let me say that again. Okay. Just because guys are on your roster and they're good doesn't actually mean they played well. That probably went over your head again. So let me say it a third time, okay? Because I don't think a lot of people understand what I'm saying. Just because you are a good player and you have great skills doesn't necessarily mean you actually played well in said games. You ever heard of this term called one call, that's all?
Yep.
That's it.
Can't
One
lose it.
call, that's all. If it only takes one game. You only need one game to get to a Super Bowl. It's not a best of 7 series. It's none of that. Okay.
Nope.
When skills really matter, it takes one opportunity, one moment. I think we all know that if Deion Jones would have tackled what was the running back name, James White, instead of him at going into the end zone, we would have been world champions. But we didn't do it. All right. So one moment. So we're not gonna sit up here and say just because he had those guys on his roster, he should have gotten it done. That's not how it works. He didn't get it done. And these are the things that goes into it. All right. You have to have everything when it comes down to it. Everything comes down to being able to consistently put up these numbers and consistently do it. So what we've seen from Raheem Morris is that his defenses and his pass offenses has always been top tier. He's always been a top tier guy. Why? Because he came in the league as a DB guy, so he understand passing. He understand passing concepts and how to put them together and how to take advantage of each person's skill set. So that's what he's good at. So that's what we expect to get from him.
Excuse me, Senator. Excuse me, Senator. I'm going to interject a little bit. Listen, I don't know. I'm not heavy informative on the business side of football, but you don't franchise tag a quarterback 2 or 3 times if you don't think he's good.
That part.
Okay, about whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that is a conundrum in itself. You saying that Kirk was holding them back. I mean, and that's why they franchise tagged him to the day, bro. That don't even make sense.
That's why another team gave him a fully guaranteed, the only quarterback to have the first quarterback to ever have a fully guaranteed contract. He was the first one. Well, he was the first one that got fully guaranteed money like that. He was the first one.
Right.
That don't happen because you suck.
But you know what's funny, because he's calling him a white Dak Prescott. Let's re-examine that term right there. Dak Prescott.
You sound like a racist right now.
But see, let's be real. Dallas's defense wasn't the problem. It was Dak's basically decision making in a lot of them games.
In those key moments. That's why I said that
it wasn't that. So because Kirk Cousins, well, you see, this is why we say y'all want to interject y'all personal opinions about a player and misgo the facts. Kirk Cousins did not get the ending he wanted out of those playoff games because the defense of Minnesota was not good. Dak Prescott in a lot of them games, it wasn't the defense. The defense kept them in the game. Dak made bad decisions. We've seen it. Y'all seen it. Even the announcers have said it. Dak has made horrible decisions.
Yeah, horrible decisions. Mr. Coochie Cutter Carter. Let me. I wouldn't see this. This is. See, I'm a historian, and I actually know football. So what we're not going to do is talk about quarterbacks and wasting picks, because the cow trash that you have on your roster right now, I don't know what you call that, but I don't think that's actually him actually playing. And furthermore, the guy that y'all drafted #1 overall, became a Hall of Famer somewhere else. Anybody want to take a wild guess who that guy? I know Sam know who I'm talking about.
Don't
So
say
I don't. You and your franchise and football, your opinions don't matter because y'all have no clue on how. Josh Freeman, you got Steve Young, and then we got the big Mr. Crab Legs over there. I mean, I could keep going on and on about quarterbacks and y'all not understanding how to develop guys. So you barking up the wrong tree, Mr. Crack.
We didn't have a win this season.
Right.
That's not in our history.
No.
Okay. All right. I mean, but your consistent, inconsistent, turbulent quarterback history. You really there's not a whole lot that you could talk about when you talk about wasting picks in your franchise history. You want to talk about wasting picks? And y'all pick Sean King as a quarterback? Okay.
Sean King. That's another one too, Sam. That's another one. Yeah, we don't talk about it. We don't talk about that.
You really want to have this conversation?
And y'all only
really want to have this conversation?
And y'all only hang y'all hat on Brady because Brady wanted to get out the snow.
You want to talk about wasted picks? Jameis Winston. Talk about wasted picks.
Jameis Winston, 60 for 60. Jameis Winston. I can start.
The only franchise he talking about winless season. Winless. That means not one single win. Y'all went it was like 30 games. It was close to what was like 27 games in a row where they didn't win anything.
27.
It was longer than that.
That's old TMZ. We talking about wasted draft picks right now. We talking about wasted draft picks right now. This
ball crack. That man said Jameis Winston
what he's talking about.
Absolutely fucking not. What part of James? What his haircut? Jameis Winston's haircut? Because first of all, sir, he was bad in Tampa, and he's bad in New Orleans. What are you talking about? He didn't get better. What's wrong with you?
He's sitting on the bench on top of a bench, but man, sit down.
He's backing up the janitor. What's wrong with you? He's backing up the janitor. Cut it out.
You know what? We're not gonna entertain this. We came and we accomplished our mission for today on this particular sector. I would like to appreciatively thank my colleagues from the Alliance for joining for this edition and feeding the knowledge, and you know what I'm saying, in this tofu like industry of podcasting. And when we're trying to give you facts, stats, and the truth, that's what we do. That's what we mean. That's how we do it when we do it. So this right here,
27 wins, losses in a row. Good God Almighty.
We're not going to do. We're just not. You know what I'm saying? We're just not. We're not going to entertain a wasted draft pick conversation with a Tampa Bay Buck fan, and they have a winless season in their history. We are not doing that.
They won over multiple years, not 2 seasons, like multiple seasons without a win.
You know what I'm saying? We're not doing it. It is Terrible Tuesday. This has been your Unholy Alliance edition of the OG Tuesday tantrum. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're gonna have a new NBA champ, ladies and gentlemen. Let that sink in. And things of that nature. It's been your boy, OG Big Sam, the showstopper. I guess shouts out, prayers up to wherever the truth is. I hope he's all right. I hadn't heard from him. If y'all know something, let me know. The therapist, the senator, tantrum Tuesday.
Boy, you need to go.
Unholy Alliance. Yes.
Stop sniffing cereal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. See you. Wouldn't want to be your Cartier Talista. Okay. Mr.
Cartier.
Yes. Hey, look, you got to keep it dirty. You got to keep it A. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep it A. Make your next choice your best choice. And most notably, you got to keep it real with yourself. Hey, this is the Realistic OGs, y'all. And we out.
That man Coco